What's good, everyone? Marvel Rivals Starlord, also known as Peter Quill, is such a menace in the game. He is slippery to catch and annoying to see on your screen. His dual blasters are so quick with its fire rate that you'll always be stuck reloading at the worst times possible. Accuracy and proper aiming is a must on this hero because of how weak each bullet's damage are. Nonetheless, when utilizing his Stellar Shift ability, which lets him do flips all around the map, he will instantly reload his dual element guns for another barrage of rubber bullets. I mean deadly bullets. His Blaster Barrage ability will do some decent AoE damage to curve up your DPS during team fights. And when Starlord turns into a Galactic legend himself with his ultimate, it's an auto aimbot that fishes knockouts in the laziest fashion like Peter Quill. Not to mention the mobility he gets with rocket propulsion. I got all these amazing tips and tricks for this guy coming right up. So do consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy Marvel Rivals, and do hit that like button for our boy, Starlord over here. Let's go! So apparently with his primary fire and weapon, it can deal up to 300 HP worth of damage if it hits the target in the head with every bullet. Quite impossible to do when the targets are always moving and using their traversal and movement abilities, but with enough aim training and accuracy, Starlord has probably one of the best primary fires in the game. Starlord will reload as much as he shoots basically, which is literally half the time. Its usage is simple enough in that it pretty much has the fastest fire rate in the game. This can be circumvented when he does his Stellar Shift ability, which is the right click or secondary fire, to instantly reload his gun. It's a very good basic strategy to top off your DPS and chase enemy heroes who are low on health and taking your flank attack. Starlord's Stellar Shift is probably my top 3 most favorite secondary fire abilities because it's just so fun to flip all around the map. Not to mention how good it is when combined with your regular jump and rocket propulsion ability. Stellar Shift not only has novelty, but it's very useful to try and traverse up parts of the map to get into a vantage point, and of course it instantly reloads Starlord's dual blasters to chase down and annoy the enemy heroes with. An ability that is usually forgotten is his Blaster Barrage. And when Starlord finds himself surrounded or runs out of bullets, while Stellar Shift is also in cooldown, this lets Starlord automatically shoot in a 360 degrees while damaging enemies in an area of effect around him. The damage seems quite in line with his dual blasters, but do not be fooled by his blurry and phase-shifting appearance when this skill is active, because when it's used, he will be very susceptible to taking damage and will get knocked out really quickly. Now, Starlord's rocket propulsion ability is just such a good movement skill. He won't be able to hover with this skill, but when you control his trajectory, the speed and placement you can have on this hero is rather supreme. It's very good for getting you in and out of battles, and of course flying on top of anyone's Z-axis will always pose a great challenge for enemies to hit you. Starlord's rocket propulsion can be combined with just about all his other abilities, like Stellar Shift to flip, reload, and travel even further. Blaster Barrage can be used to perform his AoE damage in the air, and comboing rocket propulsion into his ultimate ability will make the enemy team think like there's another airborne hero to annoyingly fight. Starlord's bread and butter for getting knockouts would be with his ultimate, which is one of the easiest and funnest ones to use. Galactic Legend is essentially just keeping an enemy on your screen while you hold down the fire button. It will make them susceptible to taking 100% of Starlord's bullets from his dual blasters. Although you can't quite get headshots with this, the guaranteed damage and DPS makes his team fights push so hard in favor of his own. Marvel Rivals gave Starlord the ability to be omnidirectional while he delivers an unscrupulous amount of accuracy and damage through turning into a Galactic legend himself. Such a good call and good mechanic with the hero, if I must say so myself. Starlord's team-up ability called Leader's Soul is rather a unique one that works along with Adam Warlock. If Starlord or Mantis dies while Adam Warlock is in the team, they can instantly revive on the spot after a few seconds and resume the battle and fight. It's because Adam Warlock has Cocooned Revival as his passive, which allows Starlord or Mantis to revive on the spot after getting knocked out. There's about 100 seconds cooldown on this, so don't just keep diving into the team fights every time. So to sum everything up, Starlord is best played as a flanker who gets in and out of battle while exploiting the weakest enemies. He is great at topping up damage among team fights, but is rather weak and will get knocked out quickly if the enemy team focuses their attacks on Starlord. For players with amazing aim and who can manage effective placement with Starlord on the map, you will be getting massive amounts of knockouts. Starlord's best quality would be his mobility and ability to dodge incoming attacks with his flips. Timing his cooldowns are essential, and all in all, Starlord is an amazingly fun hero to play. I'm definitely going to be making more videos and quick guides on Marvel Rivals, so please do hit that like button if you found this helpful or entertaining. And do consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy Marvel Rivals, and of course to help it reach over 1,000 subs. Thank you and see ya again!